So I'm recording the NFL Week 6 predictions just a little bit earlier than I normally would because this week I have things going on that I won't be able to get it on or do it later in the week before Thursday. So I'm doing it on the Tuesday before Week 6. But so if I miss any injuries, that could change the outcome of any of these games. So that might sway the predictions later on. But these predictions are official. These are what I'm going with. So let's get into it. So before I start. This season I've actually done pretty well. I'm 48-32 overall on my predictions, so I'm really glad to see that because that doesn't mean I'm smart with what I'm saying about football, but I'm picking the right team, so I'm happy. So we start off with Thursday Night Football. We have the Buccaneers Eagles. I think it's going to be hard to stop the Buccaneers offense. Like even the Cowboys, whose defense has shown that they can be good, couldn't stop them. Obviously, last week the Dolphins couldn't stop them. They put up points easily, and they were even running up the score. It felt like at some point, which I have no problem with. Run it up all you want. But yeah, I mean it's going to be hard to stop the Buccaneers. The Eagles don't run the ball anyway, so offensively they're going to have to get a good pass game because they haven't ran the ball all year. They don't use Miles Sanders like they should. So I think it's gonna be a long game for Jalen Hurts if you ask me. He's been average, but I think this game he's not gonna be very good. So I'm going with the Buccaneers to win this game. The next game we have is the Dolphins Jags. I don't really want to talk about this. I think both teams are really bad. Even with Tua, I don't know when Tua comes back, but Tua, Jacoby Brissett, they're basically the same thing. I think the Jags are just even worse. Trevor Lawrence really hasn't played very well. He's been a little bit better the last few weeks. But I mean, I think the Dolphins are just a more experienced team that I think can win this game. So I think the Dolphins win. Next, we have Chiefs Washington. Neither defense is going to be there. The Washington defense has been very disappointing because we know how good they can be with Chase Young, obviously being the rookie star from last year. And then the Chiefs, they literally have nobody. I mean, heck, I think they're trying to sign more offensive pieces, which makes no sense to me. Unless they're trying to, get all those all these players and then trade them away for draft picks at some point. It makes no sense. Chiefs are, defense is really bad. Offensively for the Chiefs, I mean, Kelsey, Tooney, Clyde, and Hill all got injured last week. So I know Clyde is on IR right now. So, he's obviously out for this game. I did see that. But I mean, I think the Chiefs are going to win this, and I think it just comes down to which team can make a defensive stop. And I think the Chiefs need to stop turning the ball over. That's literally been their entire story. If they don't turn the ball over, I honestly think they could be undefeated, maybe. Maybe not undefeated, but, one loss because that Ravens game, I think either way the way that game was going, it did come down to the, that Clyde fumble, but turnovers, man. Chiefs have got to not turn the ball over. But luckily they're playing a defense that arguably is one of the worst right now. So I think the Chiefs can figure out to pull it out. And yes, you've noticed I pick the Chiefs every week because I'm a Chiefs homer and I'm picking them every week. You're not changing my mind. Next, we have Rams Giants. The Giants are injured to hell. They're not. Their season's wasted. Daniel Jones took a gnarly hit. He's out. Barkley, another injury. Kenny Galladay's out. Their rookie Tony did have a good game, so I think they'll. He's gonna have to shine with Mike Glennon as their quarterback. But I think the Rams are just too much. For the Rams, they got to stop, or Matthew Stafford. They don't need to stop anything. They just need to start being more consistent with their throws because Matt Stafford was missing a lot of throws last week. But I still think the Rams are, top 2, 3, 4 team in football right now. It's going to be hard to beat them. So I got the Rams winning this game. Next, we have the Texans Colts. I'm picking the Colts to win this because they played very solid last week. I'm not disappointed in the way the Colts played last week because if it wasn't for those missed kicks, that game, may not have even went to overtime because, those missed kicks last week was a kicker for everybody. So they missed a couple field goals, had one blocked, so that hurt them. But I think they showed promise. Carson Wentz didn't play bad. He's not very good in the pocket. He does stuff too much. He just needs to get the ball out, throw it away, don't take a sack. He makes, I wouldn't say dumb decisions, but he wants to do too much every play. He wants to score, 10 points on every play. It's not possible. He needs to take it one play at a time. And I think he'll be much better if he just does that. But for Texans, I mean, Davis Mills did have a good game, but I think that was just a one-time thing. I really don't think the Texans are very good. And if the Colts even resemble how they played last week, it's going to be a long day for the Texans. And so I got the Colts winning this. Next, we have Bengals Lions. This game I think could be fun because the Bengals I think the Bengals personally have been playing great all year. I mean they've had moments where they haven't played the best, a couple turnovers here and there that cost them the game. But defensively and offensively, I think they've been solid. And then Jamar Chase, coming into his own, Tyler Boyd, playing very well for the Bengals. So offensively, I think the Bengals have a chance to be a very good team this year. And defensively, they just got to tighten up a little bit. I mean, they did get Trey Hendrickson from the Saints, so they just show that they have pieces that they can be well. And for the Lions, they're a tough team. I'm not until they show that they're absolute trash. I can't put them in there. They may be 0-5 right now, but I can't put them in trash. They're too good. They're not good, but they're too tough. I like their toughness of that team. And so I think the Bengals are going to win this game, but, and I hope Joe Burrow plays again. I don't know if he's playing. He's out of the hospital. I imagine he's playing. That dude's tough. But the Lions, it's gonna be a tough game for the Bengals, but I still think they find a way to pull it out, especially how well they played against the Packers last week. And speaking of the Packers, we have the Packers-Bears next. And if Crosby misses kicks, I don't think they're going to, be in this game because that Bears defense is very, very good. They held the Raiders, which has been a team that can throw the ball all over the place, to just 9 points and not very much on offense. So I think, for the Packers, just be the good offense that you can be. You have Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, Dillon on there as well. You have Randall Cobb. All these players have been playing very well all season. Cobb doesn't get very many looks, but when he does, it's the big plays that you really need. And then obviously Adams just got the best. Come on, he's really good. And so I think they just need to have a good game. And they are playing a rookie in Justin Fields still, obviously. So they just got to get some stress on the rookie quarterback and make him make some mistakes. And so, I think the Bears might play a solid game. Their defense is going to keep them in there, but I don't think their offense does enough for the Bears to win, so I got the Packers winning this. Next, we have a game that I think could potentially be really fun. You have the Chargers-Ravens, but neither team has a good defense. The Chargers, the Browns ran all over them, and you know what Lamar Jackson and the Ravens can do. No matter who's the running back for the Ravens, they can just run the ball. So the Ravens are going to be able to run the ball. The Ravens' pass defense wasn't very good last week against the Colts. So I personally think this game is going to come down to which team can do their strength the best. Can the Chargers throw the ball better than the Ravens can run the ball? Or can the Ravens run the ball better than the Chargers can pass it? I think this is each team needs to stick to their strength in this game because neither team's defense is good at stopping the other team's strength. So stick to it. I think Herbert will throw a lot. I think Lamar's going to have it. Lamar's showing he can pass the ball. I don't know if he's an MVP favorite right now, just the way that Josh Allen's playing, even silently Derrick Henry. I'm obviously I'm missing a couple people right now. I mean, Tom Brady, he can be an MVP favorite. Just nobody's talking about him. He's having a fantastic season. But the way Lamar's been playing, I like the way he's been playing. He's shown he can throw the ball. He threw for over 400 yards, and he came back from 22-9 in that fourth quarter. So I think the Ravens figure out a way to pull out this, but I think this game will secretly be a really good game in Week 6. Next, we have the Vikings Panthers. I'm picking the Vikings. I'll be honest, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of either one of these teams because I don't like the Vikings offense. Mainly, I don't know. I just feel like they should be doing more. I feel like the Vikings offense, they should be doing more with Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. I know Cook's injured, but Alexander Madison's shown that he can be really good. Their offensive line is solid. I just, Kirk Cousins isn't mobile. He can't extend plays. And then, the Panthers offense, I don't like their offense. I thought they played well against the Texans. That was a Texans game on a Thursday night football squish when nobody was probably watching. I don't like the Panthers offense. I like the Vikings offense. I just don't like the way they're playing. But the defenses for the Panthers though, they're not allowing points. They're allowing less than 20 points a game. So I feel like in this game the Vikings have too many good offensive players. And I know I'm hanging my hat on the Vikings a lot this year. But I like their players. I do. And so I think they find a way to win this game. And just because of the way that the Panthers offense is just not, it's one-dimensional. And I know Christian McCaffrey's out, but with the one-dimensional and it's not even one-dimensional. They can't do anything. It's short passes, missing throws, throwing interceptions. I don't like the Panthers. I'm picking the Vikings to win this. Next, we have Cardinals Browns. I'm picking the Cardinals to win this game, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they have not a blowout, but have a convincing win. The Browns, when they play from behind, the Browns can't do much at all. Baker Mayfield struggled against the Chiefs throwing that late interception in Week 1, and then last week, whenever he got down against the Chargers, he struggled. They were making some bad, play calling decisions the last couple of drives they had. So, and the how explosive the Cardinals offense is, and I don't like the secondary of the Browns. I don't like the Browns. I like the Browns front, but I don't like the Browns passing defense necessarily. So, I mean, if they let the Cardinals just throw everywhere, it's gonna be a long day for the Browns. And I think the Cardinals, if they come out shooting with Kyler Murray, all those offensive weapons, it's going to be a long day for the Browns. I mean, if the Browns want to stay in this, they're just going to have to run the ball and keep Kyler Murray out the field. That's the only formula these days to beat elite quarterbacks. To beat Justin Herbert, to beat Lamar Jackson, to beat Kyler Murray. I don't know if I said Mahomes. You have to just run the ball and keep them off the field. But I just, the way the Cardinals defense has also been playing, this game I think will be sneaky good. I just think the Cardinals are going to come out on top. Next, we have the Raiders Broncos. I'm picking the Broncos because they're basically the team with the least dysfunction in their franchise. Again, I'm not giving my opinion on this situation. If you want to see it, I'll put it on Twitter. But again, the Raiders, the dysfunction, them having a new coach, in the middle of the season, middle of the week, and then them falling off and showing they're not a very good team. Getting their butts kicked against the Chargers, and then last week against the Bears, just getting absolutely whopped on offense. That Bears defense came after him, and the Broncos have a really solid defense. I understand this is a divisional matchup, but I mean, I don't think the Raiders mentally are going to be in this game, and so I have the Broncos winning, even though I don't even like the Broncos offense. I personally think these two teams, for 3-win teams, I think are really bad. I think they're both 3-2 right now, and I don't like either one of these teams, but I'm picking the Broncos. Next, we have a game that I think could be fun. We have the Cowboys-Patriots. Now, the Patriots obviously haven't been the best this season. Mac Jones, he's not really costing the team, but he's also not helping the team. He's just like a game manager kind of quarterback this year. He does the little things very well. They don't have any offensive weapons, but that defense of the Patriots, I think, is very good. They had a slow start last week against the Texans, but they got right. They obviously, against the Buccaneers, they stopped one of the best offenses in football. So I think for the Patriots, they have to play some very good defense to be in this game, and then let Mac Jones make a couple throws, make a couple plays. Hopefully the Patriots receivers can get open, because they've struggled with that in the past. But I really think this game will be fun, because you have the Cowboys, who offensively basically can't be stopped this year. They're a pass interference away from being undefeated right now, and they could arguably be a top team with the Bills right now in the NFL. But their running attack with Elliott and Pollard, and then their receiving core, is top 3 in football. And then, the way Diggs and Parsons have been playing. There's a lot of things in this game that I think either team could, go well. Bill Belichick is really good at defensively, stopping good teams. And so I think the Cowboys will win this game. And it might be close, I think the Patriots are going to be able to keep it close, but I think the Cowboys are going to be able to find a way to just continue running the ball, making the good passes, and winning this game. Next, we have the Seahawks Steelers in Sunday Night Football, which at the beginning of the season, this game looked good on paper, but now it kind of just looks Because, with Russell Wilson injured and how bad that Seahawks defense is, I honestly don't see a chance that the Seahawks even come close to winning this game, especially the way that Steelers defense is this year. And I know I rag on the Steelers, but it's mainly because of their offense. But last week against the Broncos, on a defense that I think is personally really good, they were able to, stop, or the Steelers were able to get points on the board, throw the ball, run the ball. And I think, the Steelers, if they just continue to run the ball and make a couple good pass plays, I think they'll win this game. I don't want to say easily, but they have a backup quarterback in Geno Smith playing for the Seahawks. So I think the Steelers will win this game. And then the final game of the week, we have the Bills-Titans. I think the Bills are the best team in football, and their defense obviously has been solid. They held the Chiefs in check all game last week. And I think they're just unstoppable. The only thing they're going to have to do is stop Derrick Henry, and if they can do that, I think they win this game. So I think the Bills will win on Monday Night Football.